Welcome back to Let's Play My Friendly Neighborhood. I'm BurningDogFace, and we're here in a movie theater that appears to be part of the studio building, with 5 or 6 goddamn puppets lying limp in the next room. I'm assuming they're going to wake up when I interact with this horrible little thing. I'm just going to leave the camera pointing at this horrified face as I read this comment. Shout out to Justin Jones, who says, all of this madness from the puppets doesn't creep me out. It's actually a little sad, which is great writing on the part of the devs. I say it's sad because you can tell what the puppets used to be before whatever happened. Man. Yeah, that's true. They feel lonely, they feel sad, they feel desperate to feel useful again. Like, even the way they talk, it's just like they want to be teaching children important things. Like, it very much... I guess the idea for the game comes from, what if they canceled Sesame Street, and all the Muppets had... the Muppets and monsters were left without a job? What is Big Bird if he's not teaching kids the basics of life? Oh yes, and shout out to Lucas, another new face, who says, there were other versions of the Fix-It Felix Jr. game. There were 2 website versions, one on the Disney website and one on the movie website, and mobile ports, either as a standalone Fix-It Felix Jr. app or as part of a full Wreck-It Ralph app with multiple minigames, which are now defunct. That's a lot of info, but I went down that rabbit hole already anyway, so it seems worth sharing, and I would agree with that. I do like this. Shout out to Justin Jones, who says with a timestamp to that poster I found last session. Oh god, Tommy is here. What else could a buddy in the ceiling mean? And I did have that thought immediately, I'm not going to lie. Tommy drooling behind one of those vents. That was disgusting. Do identical items in your inventory stack, or do they take up additional space? And Derek Floyd says, ammo and tokens stack. Up to 26 for the stenographer's ammo, 33 for the novelists, and 4 tokens. Nothing else I've found seems to stack so far. Oh dear. Well, I can't put this nonsense off long enough. Any longer, so I'm going to go ahead and get the grenade out and inspect this. Velvet mask. Oh, I'm in the toolbox, size 4. Shit! I can't imagine it will be as easy as, as it just being a mask that makes the enemies unable to perceive you. Looking your way, Stone Mask from, Majora's Mask. I thought there was a door on one of these sides. I'm confused now. What the fuck is the point of this, walkway up here? On the side of the rooms. Huh. Oh no! It's the big green guy. He's out in the corridor, the lobby. He was facing away, so I'm just gonna run the fuck away. Because I was thinking maybe we'll just straight up go back down. Or try one of these doors. I'm guessing they're locked. Yeah. Except I'm not sure I can unlock these with the keys. He's getting closer, shit. He's just walking over me. I don't know. I was expecting to see him come around the corner right there.
I learned my numbers when I was a kid. Here, let me show you how I learned. Hold your hands up in the air. Now,
even that. Let me show you. Like, that feels like a routine he would have done for the show. Let me show you how I learned. First, you hold your hands up in the air, and you start counting your fingers. 1, 2, 3. You see how that works? And it just, man. I remember an episode of, I didn't mean to give Junebug the echo effect there, like that one meme of people vanishing into thin air. I remember an episode of Sesame Street about a pregnant woman going into labor and having her baby. And while they're waiting for the ambulance to arrive, Big Bird wants to help, but, he's Big Bird, so he's a big dumbass. So what the task they finally give him to do is to count the contractions. And I don't know why this burned itself into my memory. But there was a scene where they had to explain how counting items works. And it's different from just counting for the sake of counting. Because it was like Big Bird is like, she says, "Oh, I felt one." And Big Bird goes, 1. And they're just sort of sitting there on the front steps of the building. 2. No, Big Bird. You need to just count the contractions. He just sort of tilts his head to the side. And she goes, "Okay, when I say I feel a contraction, you count 1. Then you wait until the next time I feel a contraction, and then you say 2. You see? You're counting the contractions. You're not just counting." And I don't know why that burned itself into my memory, but it was suddenly just reminded of that. Oh boy, I don't like that at all. Which one is the taxi man? Oh, I thought it was going to be like a poster of him. Hello, Ray. What is it with the big people always being non-verbal? Like, I was going to suggest maybe he was non-verbal because they stole his brain or something, but I also don't like how he just automatically sounds more aggressive when you
represents how I'm feeling at
can
lunch.
see you.
What sort of things do I eat? Well,
What am I even doing here? Yes, that's right.
When I'm feeling happy, I eat watermelon.
I wonder why watermelon is happy. Okay, tell you what, I'm going to use one of these health potions right off the bat. Back up to healthy. Oh man, even my stash is filling up. Okay, what do I got here? Again, 4 full fucking things of ammo, so let's just stash this. That. I don't know if I'll need grenades. I will stash the lockbox key for now, because I have no evidence those are even in other areas. Here are these tokens. That's enough space for the mask right there. Get one of the grenades, leave the other 2 behind. Actually, yeah, let's put that right there. I don't know if I'm going to need the bolt cutter or not. I don't think I've needed anything here. Okay.
you mean like the ones that I see in my books? I remember those. A is for affability. B is for...
Oh, wait. No, that leads to the boat. Fucking, where was the... Oh, that's right, it was over there. Yeah. Wait, no, I had the map rotated. Well, I didn't have the map rotated, I had me rotated. That was kind of my point, the map does not rotate with you. Hey, there's a question. Burning Dog fans, do you prefer when a game map rotates with you, or when just the arrow rotates? So that there's always a solid up and down on the map. Oh, I hate that that ceiling pipe looks exactly like a raid pipe. I didn't even notice that before.
I learned my numbers when I was a kid. Here, let me show you how I
I
learned.
don't even think he notices
Hold
me.
your hands up in the air.
I was gonna yell hi buddy and then run away before he could get around, but I don't like that animation. I always feel like there's either going to be something big in the elevator as the doors open, or I'm going to turn around and there'll be something right behind me that wasn't there a moment ago. Hopefully this will be enough to tide me over until I get to the next area. Where's the green motherfucker? If he wanders, it's almost worse than if he chases me. He's just not here. Right. I should check. I think I went to that one first. On second thought, let's get the fuck out of here. Maybe that one's missing his brain. He actually does sound a bit touched, if you've spent any time around people so blessed. Oh, how I hate the ambiance of this room. Is that Liliana there? Yeah, I think so. Junebug, Norman. A dude whose name I'm always forgetting. The one I currently only know is the Taxi Man. Nice shoes.
Gonna ambush me, huh? You need a breath.
Ah! Oh shit, Junebug's faster than the other ones.
I'm trying to count to 10.
Alright, fuck it then. And stay down, you freaks. Oh, I like that, the expended shells, and it's like this weird... Oh, I think that's the part of a typewriter that you put the fucking roll of paper on. Let's not tape these guys. What am I meant to do with this? A velvet mask could have been used in a play, or a horror movie. Joy of joys. Like, how great and wonderful that is. I don't know why I keep forgetting that I do not have the map, and that nothing will be there. Wait for it. I kind of thought, because these are closets, that somebody would burst out of that other one when I came back in here as a secondary gotcha. No, that taxi man seems a lot smaller. Maybe he's a toy. I still can't believe they would make more than one copy of the, of an individual character. Like, even if you needed spares for the fucking show... No, there's no excuse for that, man. You're creating life to do a children's TV show. How the fuck do I get him away from that door? Well, I guess I could check that door. I've gone here yet. Oh. This is a very pleasant room. Some slow-going rotary fans overhead. I like that. Nice leather couches. Nothing here is disturbed. Golden film canister on the thing there, like a trophy or something. See, bronze statues of several of the puppets in front of a VHS tape. What the fuck is that a bronze statue of? Just a head with a hat tilted jauntily to the side and a magnifying glass. Maybe before they did the puppet thing, they made a detective show. It's the neighborhood set, and I could see a dude sitting in a director's chair waving to the puppets off in the distance, who seem to be setting up for a scene. Ray is way off to the left, Pearl is way off to the right, and so tall she's off the top of the picture, and Ricky's just kind of hanging out next to the guy. Of note, one of the puppets he's looking at appears to be a dog with teeth and an extra limb. Weird. There's another limb growing out of his side. What the fuck? Dogs do not have 5 legs, man. It's not even like a dick joke location. Oh, 2 shells amongst this drink. That's a very weird place to find those. Yeah, it's like a waiting room. At first I thought it was like, oh, it's like where the rich producers hang out and discuss their success. But no. It's like a waiting room in here. Newspaper, City Tribune, Monday, March 19th, 1979. City in your pocket. Volume CXVII, issue 44,952. On the War, a Reflection. Last month marked 7 years since the end of the war, so it seems like a good time to reflect on the impact it has had on our lives. I think across the whole city, the war has left us feeling troubled. Oh, I should note this is by General E. Rogers. Rodgers. We were called to service for the sake of righteousness, love for one's city, and protecting others. But in the end, we found that those calls were just noble lies. And behind them, the horror of reality thwarted our starry-eyed ideals. We left home as heroes, and came home as murderers. But this tension leads to a question. Why should we care about right and wrong, or friendliness, as the children's show puts it? Following such things can have a terrible cost. It's the cost of staying human, man. The only reason would be if there was some overarching purpose, some guiding goodness to our wanderings in the world. But that is exactly what an injustice like the war calls into question. Perhaps it is time to put aside those old ideas. Perhaps it is time to look for other sources of hope. Perhaps the wise man is the one who lives for himself. Is he actively encouraging debauchery? That's a weird caption. I can't really see anything of the picture because it's so washed out, but black and white, but a view of the Statesman building in a puddle on East 14th Street. the fuck does that have to do with anything? And the article on the side, downtown traffic reaches critical state. Construction of a new set of traffic lights on Main Street has practically frozen traffic in place, with the time to travel a single block sometimes reaching up to an hour. Construction of these new lights was prompted by a series of traffic violations, mostly at intersections, where drivers were required to make a turn onto Main Street without the help of a light. The City Transportation Big Space Committee estimates that construction will... Well, it says construction with only take a week. I'm assuming it's meant to be will. But for some, that's not fast enough. I may have to get a new job, is the final line of the thing before it cuts off. Oh, maybe the neck of this guitar is really long because it's a bass. I don't know anything with bass guitars. Huh. My parents had a vacuum cleaner very similar to this one when I was a very small child. My Jammin' Neighborhood. Of course they put out albums. Sesame Street did. Fucking gold records for My Jammin' Neighborhood. Oh, it's an elevator. Wicked sick. It's not working. Here's the question. If I move all of the food in the area over there... and I go in and out again to this area, will he be far away from this door? Because I kind of need to get in here and look around. Okay. Okay, great. I don't like that I don't know where the guy is, but... I don't like that the middle one is full of food. This one's full of darts and ammo. This one's full of telephones. Both handle and receiver. That's weird. Took me a moment to remember that it was the 80s and all phones look like that. Except for the novelty ones, of course. Like if you had one of those like Garfield phones where he's holding the receiver in his the handpiece in his hand. What was it called? The headset? Fuck, I don't remember. It's been 4 million years, man. Coffee machine where someone has placed either flower stickers or snowflake stickers all over the pot for some reason. Eltholex, duct tape, nothing. Oof. Not loving that. 2 spaces left. Sorry about that, I said that wrong. I'm BurningDogFace, and I'll see you on the next episode of Let's Play My Friendly Neighborhood, when we keep looking around under the light of the moon and try and solve this mystery. We also find out if that guy is in this room and he's just being quiet to lay an ambush for us. Knock on fucking wood. Till then, have yourselves a smiling day, Burning Dog fans. Later.